I think my favourite part about this bike is third gear. Okie dokie. KTM doing the KTM thing. This is getting to be a joke. Welcome back aboard the KTM. As we might have seen, I haven't done anything in terms of servicing the bike yet. In fact, this is only the first time I've filled up the tank after bringing it home. And we've already been riding for about 20 minutes or so without the camera on, just to get out here and a little bit close to the roads I wanted to ride today. And I just wanted to spend a bit more time with the bike, because it is really disconcerting going from one bike to another. And certainly it took me a few kilometres this morning to get my bearings around the bike, because obviously I had been riding the 125 the last few days. Today I've wired up a microphone under the seat, similar to what I do to the Honda, because this microphone's great for in the helmet, but it doesn't catch a lot of the character of the engine. So this is an experiment just to see what kind of noise levels I can get. This bike's already loud, so it might just blow out the microphone and I won't be able to use anything. But I just wanted to see what kind of sound I could get out of it. Alright. Oh my god. Oh, I love this bike. It's so much fun. I really hope this isn't a sign of what my entire ride's going to be like. But if it is, so be it. You know, like, it's not going to hurt to slow down. And the road that I did want to take is a fairly uncommon side road. We're on the road between Merbau North and Leongatha. But we'll be turning off at Leongatha North and heading back down towards Trafalgar, which is an excellent road, and one that I've done a number of times on the Honda. As much as I'd like to keep you entertained narrating, I also really need to concentrate on what I'm doing, because let's not forget that I've been riding barely more than a year, and so I'm aware that I'm not only still an inexperienced rider, but I'm on an unfamiliar bike, which, as I said, is what today's ride was about, was just getting to grips with the Duke. caught up on some registration, I can start putting some money aside to get some servicing done on this, and hopefully with a new spark plug and air filter and a fresh batch of oil, we can sort out that stalling issue. But that's just something that's going to take time. Oh, this bike is dangerous, man. That's the weird thing about being on a 125 is you do get used to just pinning that throttle wide open. But that's just something I have to train myself out of, because I don't want to lose my license. It would be so easy to do on a fast bike. I think that's the downside to choosing to start on a 125. And I say choosing because here in Victoria, from the day we get our learner's permit, we can jump on almost anything up to a 660cc from day one. But I chose to start on a 125. And I think the downside to that is my personal ability plateaued a little bit too early. Yeah, sure, my low speed skills I'm pretty happy with. But the trouble with the 125 is freeway speeds, 100, 110 kilometers an hour, are speeds that the Honda's rarely capable of actually hitting. And so just basic riding skills at higher speeds is something that I'm well aware that I'm lacking in. And also remembering that I've actually got 6 gears. One of the first things I really noticed about this bike is when I first rode it, I was trying to be as sympathetic as I could to the engine, but I quickly realised that it wasn't happy in 6th gear unless you're already cruising at around 90 to 100 k's an hour. Even at 80 kilometers an hour, the bike's really struggling and not really happy in 6th gear. Oh, that could have been bad. I don't know if the GoPro will pick up on it, but there was a road repair, except there was a mound right in the middle of the road, and I hit it dead on, and I just, something that I'm used to doing on the 125 and didn't really consider. I just lifted my ass off the seat and rode straight over the top of it, and all's well that ends well, but if I had have hit a glancing blow on that, that could have been really bad. Oh. We're doing in the range of 80 to 90 k's an hour, and I'm sure the microphone under the seat, or I'm hoping, will help pick up on that, but it's almost lagging. Even at 100 k's an hour, it just feels happier in 5th gear. I think that's part of my riding style as well, as I like being higher up in the rev range. That's probably just be something I've become accustomed to, riding a 125 for over a year and 10,000 kilometers worth, but I don't really like lugging the engine. shouldn't be yawning while I'm on the saddle of the bike. Right, this is my turn coming up on the right, and it is a bit of a blind corner. Got nothing behind me at least. Ah, come on. So there's a truck in front of me, but the point in today's ride was not to try and go fast, but just to get familiar with how the bike handles, which incidentally, once you start to trust it, it really is loads of fun. There seems to be a lot of roadworks around today, and I hope it's not too long. Possible delay, 15 minutes. Okay. Oh, that doesn't sound like fun. On the plus side, this is one of those roads that you really want gravel. You really want them to maintain, but it's a little bit annoying that I didn't know that's what they were doing. I didn't really want to ever take this bike on gravel, to be honest. Nah. You know what? I really don't feel like it today. We'll have to pick another road, I think. It's a little bit disappointing because that was a really good road to ride down. And look, the road to Leongatha's not terrible, but it's not what I felt like doing today. But this was the main connecting road that I wanted to do, so these corners are still pretty fun. That's why we check our blind spots, people. I think my favourite part about this bike is third gear. probably can't even see the car in front. Right up there, clacker. That's not the way to drive. What have I got? A 3-second gap thereabouts, 2.5 maybe. They're following with about a half a second gap, I reckon. Like, that's just stupid. You're an asshole, mate. You are an asshole. This stretch of boring, slow road will be worth it in the end, because the road from Corumburra to Drilwyn is a nice twisty one, and I've only done it a couple times, but it's, you know, provided it's not taken up with roadworks again like the other street was, it should make for a decent ride. I don't often come down here because the road is just so boring. I know it probably feels like I'm getting held up by this car and it's probably triggering a lot of bikers out there, but we're going as fast as we need to, so who cares? Why am I going to put my license at risk just for the sake of getting ahead of one car? Because what's ahead of this car? And another car, and another, and another, and before you know it, you're doing twice or 3 times the speed limit, and it only takes one time, 26 kilometres an hour, and you've lost your license. 26 kilometres an hour over the limit. That's just not worth it to me. Not any day of the week. I think that's part of getting older as well. Alright, let's sit back and enjoy the next 40 kilometres, shall we? Today is not going fast. The trouble I'm having is the position of the rear brake. It sits a lot higher than what's actually comfortable. I've got to relax and shake my sillies out. Riding really tense today, and I think it's just because this is my first time back on the KTM after riding the Honda, and I'm so familiar with the Honda that this just feels weird. This road surface is not great, I will admit. It's not inspiring confidence because it's so fucking uneven. Oi, I see you. I see what you did there, you piece of shit. Bad road to get an itchy nose on. Oh man. I'll say one thing for sure. The Duke is not a comfortable bike to ride for a long time. My shins are killing me because of the way my ankles are tucked up, the way these pegs are. I certainly do prefer the upright, almost armchair sitting position of the CB125, and you know, it's one of the things that attracted me to it in the first place. Once upon a time that meant no speed limit. Now it means 100 k's an hour. The GoPro is probably just about full. So I would like to find somewhere. Oh, we've got a lot in the park. Somewhere to pull over and just switch everything off. Also, I need to stretch my legs because this is not a comfortable bike. Oh, it's definitely not an all-day tourer, that's for sure. Personally, I am looking forward to stretching my bum, let alone my legs. I can spend all day on my little Honda and not feel this sore. I just feel so cramped up right now. So I ended up going a little bit further than I'd intended, but the road I wanted to go down was like the road surface is getting replaced by the look of it. It was all on gravel, and I wouldn't have thought twice about it on the Honda, but I don't want to take this bike on gravel. So you know, I turned around and came the long way round, and you know, the roads aren't as exciting, but I still got a ride in. Oh my God. My backside is fast asleep. Alright, this'll do. God, I'm so sick of this bike stalling. Alright. That'll do. Oh. Oh my God. Oh. That's sinking. Yuck. Try and find some harder ground to put it on. There we go. That ought to do the trick. Stay. All right. Now I'll get to turn the GoPro off and turn my two microphones off, have a stretch. Oh. Are we even still recording? Yes. Very good. Oh. Not a bad little bike. Oh. Just not a comfortable one. All right, that's it from me.